Faerie.
Wide awake. I work as a mortician at one of the funeral homes downtown. I always take the night shifts because it works better with my schedule. I have never really been freaked out about my job, but when I tell people, they are curious to know more. The typical questions they ask are always like, do you see ghosts? Or has a body moved on its own? Or don't you get scared at night? I have always answered no to all of these questions until recently. What I am about to tell you is something that really terrified me and almost made me want to quit my job. One of my best friends, Vicky, works in forensics, and I usually work with her, especially when there are serious cases. One time, Vicky called me that she would be going over to investigate one of the bodies that I would be working with, and she told me not to start yet. I told her I had just finished working on a previous body and was about to start the new one, but would wait until she arrived. Vicky said she would be there in 20 minutes. When I hung up, I had the most unexplainable feeling. My body went cold and I got goosebumps. I had never had this feeling before, not when I was working at the funeral home at least. I was never scared to be there alone in the lab, but now I was. I sat down on a stool and I waited for Vicky. I was on my phone texting my boyfriend and telling him about the eerie feeling I had experienced, when all of a sudden I heard the faintest whisper say, "Tamara." My body got cold again and I froze. Someone had called out my name, but no one was here. I went back to texting and telling him about the whisper. He told me maybe it was the air conditioner or that maybe I was concerned about why Vicky had told me to wait. I told him he was right. Maybe I was nervous for some reason. I decided not to think about it anymore, and my boyfriend called me on the phone and we stayed on the line until Vicky finally came. I put the body on the table. As I was working on the body, Vicky told me about her. She said the body was of a 17-year-old girl who was found in a ditch, and that someone had reported the body when they were hiking in one of the nearby hiking areas. The body looked like it was only a week that it had been dead. Vicky was examining the body to see what kind of marks could be detected. I asked her if she knew more about the story, and she said that a few miles away from the ditch, where they had found her, was a run-down bicycle in one of the bushes. She wanted to see if it was connected in any way. As I cut her open and was working on the upper chest area, Vicky said, "Look." I looked to where she was pointing. The corpse's eyes opened up. I wasn't scared, and I told her the body sometimes still moves. Vicky said, "I know, but it looked like she was staring at you." I closed the corpse's eyes and went back to work. As I was working, Vicky went to the bathroom and I continued on. "Tamara." Oh no, I heard it again. I was starting to get that weird feeling and goosebumps again. I turned around to see if anyone was behind me. No one was there. I yelled, "Vicky, is that you?" No response. She must still be in the bathroom. I turned around to continue to work, but yelled in horror. The girl's eyes were opened, and she had a big smile on her face. I dropped my knife and ran to the door. The lights flickered. I couldn't open the door. It was locked, and I was banging on the door for Vicky. Between my sobs, my banging on the door, and the lights flickering, I heard, "Hi, Tamara." I turned around and I almost died of fright. The corpse girl was sitting on the table with the same big smile, holding my knife. It awkwardly jumped off of the table and it was approaching me. She had a crooked, almost deformed walk. I started to yell louder and I banged on the door for Vicky to open. The corpse was a few steps away when I heard Vicky on the other side of the door calling out my name. A few seconds later, but what felt like an eternity to me, the door was finally opened. And at that same moment, the body collapsed. I heard the knife drop and I ran out of there. I was sobbing and I explained to Vicky everything. Vicky told me that when she was walking back, she heard me yelling. She tried to open the door, but it wouldn't budge. When she finally opened it, she caught a quick glimpse of the knife hitting the floor. She said she believed me because she was the one that had pointed out the corpse was smiling.